A lazy man. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between rolling hills, there lived a man named Henry. Now, Henry was known far and wide for his exceptional laziness. He was the type of man who would go to great lengths to avoid any form of exertion or work. His favorite pastime was lounging under the shade of a tree, daydreaming about all the things he could do but never actually did. Henry's reputation for laziness reached the ears of everyone in the village. Children would giggle as they passed by his spot under the tree, imitating his exaggerated yawns and exaggerated stretches. But Henry didn't mind. He was perfectly content in his laziness. One bright and sunny morning, a proclamation arrived in the village. The king had announced a grand festival to celebrate the upcoming harvest, and every villager was expected to contribute in some way. There would be music, dancing, feasting, and games, a true spectacle of joy and merriment. As the villagers buzzed with excitement, Henry continued his usual routine. He barely paid attention to the festival preparations, convinced that he could find a way to avoid any contribution. The day of the festival arrived, and the village square was adorned with colorful banners and stalls filled with delicious treats. Laughter and music filled the air, and the villagers eagerly participated in various activities. But as everyone danced and celebrated, Henry remained seated under his tree, watching from a distance. A mischievous glint appeared in the eyes of the village children. They approached Henry and whispered among themselves, hatching a plan. A little girl named Lily, who was known for her cleverness, stepped forward. "Uncle Henry," she said with a sly grin, "we have a challenge for you." Henry raised an eyebrow, intrigued despite himself. "A challenge, you say?" Lily nodded. "Yes, we've set up a race of napping. You must nap against the best sleepers in the village. If you win, you'll be crowned the king of naps." Henry's eyes lit up at the prospect of a nap competition. He eagerly agreed, thinking that this would be a perfect way to avoid any real work while still participating in the festival. The villagers gathered around, forming a circle as each participant prepared for their nap. The signal was given, and everyone closed their eyes, ready to doze off. Henry, true to his nature, embraced the challenge wholeheartedly. He was soon snoring softly, completely oblivious to the festival happening around him. Hours passed, and finally, a trumpet sounded to signify the end of the competition. As the participants stirred from their slumber, the judges went around checking the quality of each nap. When they reached Henry, they couldn't help but chuckle at his deep sleep. "Congratulations, Henry," Lily exclaimed, jiggling. "You've won the title of King of Naps." Henry woke up with a start, blinking in confusion. He looked around and saw the villagers smiling at him, their faces filled with amusement and camaraderie. As Henry accepted his playful crown of leaves, he couldn't help but feel a warmth in his heart. For the first time, he had actively participated in a village event, albeit in his own unique way. The laughter and acceptance of his fellow villagers made him realize that maybe, just maybe, there was more to life than his beloved laziness. From that day forward, Henry remained the king of naps, but he also became known for his occasional bursts of energy and willingness to lend a hand. And while he still enjoyed his lazy moments under the tree, he learned that there was joy in being a part of a vibrant tapestry of life in the village. And so, the once legendary lazy man found a balance between leisure and responsibility, and his story became a cherished tale told by the fireside for generations to come.
From that day forward, Henry remained the king of naps, but he also became known for his occasional bursts of energy and willingness to lend a hand. And while he still enjoyed his lazy moments under the tree, he learned that there was joy in being a part of the vibrant tapestry of life in the village. And so, the once legendary lazy man found a balance between leisure and responsibility, and his story became a cherished tale told by the fireside for generations to come.